Okay, now that we've done step one and we've connected our filament, we have our smart extruder in place, we have our guide tube connected, and we are going to turn our printer on. So over here on the back, we simply click on that button and the printer is on, and we know it's on because this action light in the front is on. Now, when the printer's warming up, it'll blink like it is now, off and on white. So if we were to plug this into our laptop right now, connect it, it would not register on the laptop because it's warming up. And there's a little guidebook in your red booklet. There's a page that shows you your action buttons and what everything means. So the blinking white means it's starting up, and the solid white means it's ready. So right now it's blinking, so we're going to wait till it's a solid white. You do not want to have your USB plugged in from your printer to your computer or laptop. Again, do not plug that in. Your computer or laptop should not be plugged into the printer yet. First, we're going to go over on your computer to start, and we're going to get your software. We're going to type in MakerBot or Maker, and we're going to click on MakerBot Desktop. Okay, the first thing you need to do, very important, is to sign in over here on the right. If you do not have an account, you need to create an account first and then sign in. So if you have not created an account, go ahead and pause the video and create that account now. And then once you finish creating your account, you need to sign in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in. Okay, now that I've signed in, you see the little person there? That shows that I've signed in. Okay, and we see that I have prepare up here at the top. Very important. If it's not on prepare, you need, like it's on library, you need to click on prepare. Prepare is the only place that you can print from. Prepare is just what it says. You're preparing your object or creation to be printed. So it's got to be in prepare. So we're in prepare, and we notice at the bottom left it says Replicator Mini. It needs to say MakerBot Replicator Mini, and the reason it doesn't is because we're not plugged in. So let's plug in our USB. So after we've created our account and we've signed in, now it's time to plug in the USB cord. And we will come over here with our USB cord that's plugged in here. We're going to plug it into our laptop. So I'm going to plug in, and it's going to make a sound. One of the first things I want to show you is down here on the left. It says MakerBot Replicator Mini. If my USB was not connected, it would say Replicator Mini, or it might say connecting. The way I know my USB is connected properly is if it says MakerBot Replicator Mini. That's when I know it's plugged in. And if it doesn't say that, then just unplug the USB and simply plug it back in. We've also noticed that it is allowing us to update our firmware, and we're going to go through that process now. If you do not see this update firmware sign, you need to unplug your USB and plug it back in, and do that until it comes up as necessary. All right, let's get started. We're going to start by installing, and that takes about 15 minutes. Okay, now it took about 10 or 15 minutes to update. Now it says the MakerBot is up to date. So we're going to click next. Okay, when it asks for you to set up the Wi-Fi, we want to enable that. And then the network is going to be NISD Wi-Fi. There it is, NISD Wi-Fi. And your password is going to be Northside, all lowercase. So Northside, all lowercase, and then connect. Okay, very nice. Now that you're connected to the Wi-Fi, you could download the free MakerBot app to your phone, and if you are connected to the NISD Wi-Fi on your phone, you could watch your printer printing from anywhere in the school. So on your phone or mobile device. Very nice. So we'll hit continue. And that allows you to monitor your print from wherever you are. So we're going to hit enable. Your MakerBot was successfully linked to the MakerBot 3D printer. Install the build plate. You can see how he's installing it. That should have been done when we set it up in step 1, but if you haven't done that, go ahead and put the tape on your build plate and put it into your MakerBot. Hit continue. Installing the smart extruder, again, we should have done that in step 1. It's real simple, attaching it just like that, and the magnet will pull it into place. So we're going to check the extruder. And the smart extruder needs to be, it is connected. Okay, very good. So we'll hit continue. And load the filament. Again, that's something we should have done in step 1, but if not, go ahead and do it, just like the video shows. And then we're going to hit continue. And now the extruder is heating. This laptop program or software MakerBot program prompts you for everything that goes on. So, okay, now it's asking us to feed the filament into the extruder. So we're going to fill it in and push it down till we feel it catch. And when we feel it catch, it'll pull it. We got to do it while that engine's running. And then once we feel it catch, we can replace the plastic over top. And it's asking us to watch it in the bottom to make sure it's coming out, just like in the picture. We're going to watch, and once we see it, we're going to click continue so it can stop feeding. So we see it, we'll click continue because we saw it coming out of the bottom, and the engine will stop. Very nice. First, we're going to reach in and we're going to pull out that excess. That it fed, and then we're going to close the door again. So we're going to click get started, and it already has a print down here at the bottom for us to print. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to set your temperature before you start printing. Very important. This may help from the extruder getting clogged. So to set your temperature, you're going to go up here to settings. You're going to click it on. And right here is your temperature, and this should say 215, and we're going to change it to 218. So it says 215. We want to increase it by 3 degrees. So I want to make it 218, and then I'm going to click OK. And we just increased it by 3 degrees. So go ahead and do that. Okay, you want to go up to Devices, top, click on Device Preferences, click on Notifications, and where it says Enable Filament Jam Detection, you want to uncheck that. So there's not a check there, therefore it will not tell you there's a jam when there actually is not a jam, and your printer should run better without that checked. Very good. So now that we have it, we're just going to click on print and start print. There it goes. And if we want to watch it in the camera, we can go to our monitor over here on the right hand side, and it will show us in the camera what is going on at all times. It also shows us our temperature at all times right here. So it's heating up to 180 so it can print. And at any time during our printing we need to cancel or pause it. We have our cancel button and we have our pause button right here. And again, that's all under monitor. So if I click monitor at any time, I could pause it if I need to, cancel it without a problem, and see what's going on. In the camera we can watch it. Okay, now it's doing its final heating and about to print. There we go. See it moving into position. And it is beginning to print. To watch it on the camera printing. And the first layer that it prints down is what's called the raft. Every object that you print, it's going to print a flat little table first, and then it'll print your object on top of that table. That little table that it creates first is called the raft. That's what it's doing now. Okay, under monitor, we're watching it print. Also, you could see the time. It says it took 8 minutes total to print, and so far 4 minutes and 17 seconds have gone by, so we have a little over 3 minutes left on this print. Okay, now that the print is finished, the build plate has lowered and it's asking us if we want to save a photo. We can click here and it will take a photo and we can save it in our computer of the final product. Okay, so we're just going to exit that and we are going to let it cool for a few minutes. Now, while we're waiting a few minutes for our object to cool, we want to unload the filament so it doesn't get jammed in there. After every print we do, we want to unload it. Let me show you what that looks like. So we're going to go over here to change, and we're just going to simply click unload. And it is preparing the smart extruder to unload the filament. And what it's doing is it's heating it up hot enough so it could extrude what's in there. Okay, so it says unload the filament. Now it says we can pull the plastic back and pull the filament out. At the top, all you do is take off the plastic piece like this and then take out the white just like that. So that was simple. So we've unloaded the filament. And we can click done on the computer. And now it's got a clean end. That's it. And we did that. So we're going to click done. And that's it. Now we have the filament out. We can remove our object that is down here. So we're going to open it up. Now that your print has finished and you have let it cool for a few minutes, you can go in and pry it up. I recommend a knife, a very sharp knife like this, or an X-Acto knife, just to get under the edge. And you try not to cut the tape underneath so you don't have to replace it too often. But if you could get underneath between the tape and the object and just barely pry it up, you can hear it trying to come up. And we try again, do it without cutting the tape if we can. There we go. And now that we have it off, we want to take off the raft, which is the backing. Every print will have a bottom, and this bottom's called the raft, and the raft just comes off just like that. So this is our print, and this was the bottom raft, which we'll have on every print that needs to come off. Now we see that the background color has changed from red to blue in the background, so we know it's cool enough to turn off. So to turn off the printer, we do it right here from the back side, and it's 40 degrees or less. So we do it right back here, and just hit off, and now we're done. That's it.